welcome to the Tea with Jen and Bobs.
Hey guys.
Hey,
I'm Jen.
I'm Bobs. We've got some scoop for you. We're going to talk about a little show called The Circle. Jen and I did a little experiment. Well, it's not really an experiment, but we just decided to watch it and just do it. Going in, I didn't think I was going to like it.
Yeah, I didn't really understand exactly what it was going to look
Right.
like, what the whole idea was going to
Yeah.
be. And so it sort of surprised me because I thought they were going to take a turn on more of the influencing the public.
Yes,
and
that's exactly what I
instead
thought.
they influenced themselves.
Each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it was, but after I got in and
Yeah. We were like 2 episodes in, and then we're like, are you watching it? Did you watch episode 3? Yeah.
I just think there's so much that came out of it. I've said social experiment to you before, I know. But I feel like there were a couple of things that came, that I felt like I pulled from it. One was just the fact that, I feel like it's sad that, some people felt they needed to be a catfish. And
Yes.
a catfish is not a fish that you catch in the river. It's not,
Well,
it is that.
Okay.
It is that, sorry. It is that. But there's another catfish term
Right.
that is used, and that's when people are portraying themselves as someone else. And
Yes,
so
on
this
social media.
game had a had 2 people.
Yeah,
3 people?
throughout.
Technically,
Yeah.
that were
4.
catfish, and
4, I think. Because
yeah,
Alex, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, you're right.
yeah.
4 kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you just had to kind of see them and just sort of feel for why they thought they needed to be a catfish. Why couldn't they just put themselves
Right.
out there? And Sean, you were thinking probably of Sean.
Yeah, and I was thinking of this one, but he wasn't necessarily a catfish.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about it. So,
Yeah.
if you haven't watched it, maybe we're not going to divulge the winner.
No.
We're decided, but at the same time, we may say, well, you'll see who's the catfish anyway as soon as you watch the episode.
Yeah,
so
that's not a big
anything hidden.
secret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a big secret.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we go in, there's like 8 people that are. It's actually a hotel or a apartment building in England.
Yeah,
They filmed in England. They keep showing the outside. I think it's Chicago. I think that's where they were showing film of Chicago as if the place was in Chicago,
Oh,
but it's
really?
in.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in.
I didn't
I
catch
thought
that.
Manchester, but anyway.
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, whatever. So they're inside this building. It's got a huge circle on it. It looks like they're not ever allowed out of their rooms unless they're escorted maybe a certain amount of time a day to like go lay in the hot tub or go
Yeah,
work
they
out
have
in
a
the gym.
rooftop hot tub.
Yeah, they did. It was
Rooftop,
beautiful.
Rooftop.
Yeah.
Did I say rooftop?
Yes.
Rooftop hot.
Yeah.
And then I kind of figured I thought that maybe they were going to a gym, but I'm kind of wondering if they haven't had a gym inside
The building.
in a room.
Yes.
Inside their room.
Oh. Okay.
Because it looked like some of it was kind of tailored to what they might prefer to work out at. Like Antonio's had a bike in it. Ed's had more like weights.
Okay.
Which they could be just showing a different angle. I don't know. It's not really
Okay.
something to dwell on. But I wondered if maybe
You might be
they
right.
got to specify
Yeah.
whether that was something
Yeah, just to bring them in
that
certain
they
equipment.
were able to do. So,
Yeah.
'cause 15 days, is that how long
15.
it said? Yeah.
Well, yes, that's how it ended up going. But when they went in, they did not know how long they were going to be there.
Right, okay, right.
So
yeah.
they didn't. In fact, they all looked pretty surprised when it ended.
Yeah.
The final people
Which
looked pretty surprised.
I
Yeah.
thought made a good point that it
Yeah.
sort of seemed like it ended rather.
Yeah, I thought it ended abruptly.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
we're doing this, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it ended rather abruptly because I felt like it could have went on a little more.
Yeah,
And but it didn't.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not producing the show, so maybe they need to call
Maybe
me.
we should.
We could do something like it.
So the game started out with,
Excuse me.
how many people did you say?
8.
8 people, okay.
8 people.
And they all do these profiles just like we all do
Mhm.
on social media, and they decide they go to their pictures and
Mhm.
they get to pick a picture. So they were really very thoughtful on what picture they wanted to put out
Yes.
there
Yeah.
as part of the game. I think
Yes.
as part of how they wanted people to perceive them, because that's
Right.
all it was. Is just how it's just playing a game where people perceive you to be
get
one way.
get these other people to
Another
like
way.
you.
Yeah.
And they have a giant TV, like probably in each room that they're in.
Yes.
I think it's just 2 or 3 rooms that they're living in at the time.
Yes.
The bedroom. They had a little TV in their bathroom though, I think.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah, and so they can always know when the circle comes on.
Right.
Because, it'll say,
Alert.
oh, yeah, exactly, exactly.
And they all seem to repeat
Okay.
it. So they were like
Yeah.
robots, like, alert.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, but they they were allowed to bring books and magazines. They couldn't watch TV. Or
And no
anything like
phones,
that.
I'm
And no
assuming, no
phones,
phones, yeah.
and they couldn't get on the internet or
Yeah.
anything. But so the TV, so the 8 of them was Joey Shabam to start off with. Joey Shabam. I just had it. Alana Antonio. Karen, who was a catfish. She was Mercedes. She was like a heavier. She wasn't heavy, but she was like a bigger African American woman that she felt like she was intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, she seemed like a really sweet person.
Well, when her and Chris, I guess it's okay to say.
Yeah.
Because there was Chris.
Yes, Chris was on there.
Yeah, and Chris and Karen have some of the same beliefs, and so when they got together, it was like, she was a great, I mean, her personality was great. I'd hang out with her any day, you know?
Yes.
She was just real,
Yeah.
you know, she just felt like she would be better liked, and
yeah, if she came across
understood
as a slim, beautiful, young. She wasn't old. I mean, maybe in her 30s, but
yeah,
like,
I was way,
Yeah.
we're way older than most of them.
Oh,
I mean, they were
yeah,
all in their
yeah.
like 20s.
yeah, they were all young.
Which, yeah, I think
Definitely.
maybe Alex was in his
30s,
30s.
yeah.
I mean, that seemed
I thought
kind of
Karen
old.
might have been like 34. or
She might have
something.
been,
But
yeah.
But very nice. But like Jen, it's really sad that people think they have to be somebody
Yeah,
else.
she couldn't.
And what was nice was when because a couple of them revealed who they were, or one of them did.
Yeah, she couldn't, she like went for just a day or so
Yeah.
in the circle, and then she was just like, she confided in a few,
Yeah.
and then she went
She
ahead and
decided to tell everyone.
told,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
she was a plus size model.
She was a
and
plus size model.
beautiful girl, you know,
Yeah.
but felt like,
So she wanted to come out as a very thin.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say she wasn't attractive, but a thin, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, yeah,
And everyone was very
portrayed
accepting.
themselves as someone, or they were already, you know, you know, the people that chose not to be catfish people were, you know, people that I'm sure people walking down the street would go, that is a very beautiful person.
For
That's
sure,
really, you know,
They were very confident and sure
Yeah.
of themselves. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and they all of them portrayed themselves as single though, because
they did,
they
and they weren't
did,
necessarily.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd say, they'd say it to us, the audience, that they had a boyfriend or girlfriend, but they weren't saying it to everybody else because they just thought they would be more accepted if they thought there was a potential love match there, which is
Right.
it's kind of sad for,
Slightly
yeah.
deceitful.
especially for our little friend Shubham.
Oh, I love him. I like to call him Shabam.
Shubham, yes. His name's spelled Shubham. And so,
You could also
thought it
call
was
him
Shabam.
Shuby.
Shubby? Shubes, I usually call it. Shubes.
Great guy. Well, and I mean,
Yes,
the
precious.
Chris is also fantastic. I think he
I
brought
loved
his own.
Chris.
I felt like of all of them, this may be a bold statement, but I feel like he was the kindest. I mean,
I did too.
genuinely kind. Like
I did too.
he would be
Yeah.
friends with whoever, however he
Yes, as
would,
long as
you know,
you were kind to him, I
we're
think he
chilling
would.
and vibing good.
Yeah,
then, you know,
and even if you weren't, I think he'd still have kind words to say about you. So he was LGBT, whatever, Q, okay?
Mhm.
But he loved the Lord.
He did. He spoke a lot. Several of them
yeah.
spoke a lot about.
A lot of words about the Lord,
Christianity,
and I do believe the Lord loves him as much as he loves
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
So he was very sweet. I throughout the whole thing it was very
shed
sweet.
a good light on,
Yeah,
you know,
I loved Chris.
that.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, and then, you know,
Shubham, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I was gonna
Joey.
say Joey. Joey, at first, both you and I were like,
We did not like
he came
Joey.
in like a Jersey Shore fist bumping,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Bobby D.
Yeah.
He was, I was like, ugh.
we were like, oh, this guy's gonna
Yeah,
go.
he's
You know,
gotta go.
Oh my god. And that guy grew on me like no other, and he was also
Yeah.
so kind. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was so uplifting to everybody.
He
He and
was.
Shabam, they're like besties. And
Yeah.
I'm following them on Instagram now, and they're still besties.
too.
And I love it. It's just
Yeah.
it's not a natural matchup that we would
No.
think in our heads, but over, you know, social media and through the circle,
Yeah.
they got to know each other's personalities,
Right.
and then, you know, because in the end, the last men standing, it happened
Right.
to be more than one at the end, and then they moved on to the final show.
Yeah.
But they met for face to face dinner.
Right,
you know.
right.
So what they would do was the circle would do these alerts, and then they would have to rank each other
Yes.
from 6 to 1, or
Well,
there was a lot of
yeah,
twists and turns.
There was a
like-
lot. at first it was 7, because you can't rank yourself.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you had to do 7, the other 7 players.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're right. It was only like 6 people. I was like, why are they leaving off 7 and 8? I didn't really play.
Yeah. Well, if they were new to the circle, you
Oh,
know,
they couldn't.
then
That's right.
They
That's
couldn't
right.
rate,
Yeah,
and they
couldn't
couldn't be
rate
rated.
themselves. Right.
And then they would go if you were chosen the 2 top 1 and 2, you
Yes.
were the influencers, and so you would go to the hangout, still not see each other, but then you would converse.
Yeah, you
through
get like a special
messages.
dinner.
Yeah.
Right, and then
And then the person who was the lowest was immediately blocked. Like,
Yeah.
you came up, you were blocked, and then, you know, when you first started watching it, you're like, oh my goodness, but then they twist it and they let that person go meet somebody.
Yeah.
So I found that to be one of the most
Yeah.
fascinating things, is who they chose to meet.
who they chose to meet. Yeah.
And then how that interaction went down, and that's, you know.
Can we? Okay, is this a spoiler alert? Can we talk about Antonio and Mercedes, or can we not?
Oh, I think we should.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
So
Fairly early on. Yeah.
maybe
yeah.
fast forward through this or whatever it is
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, it was very early on. So Antonio, the first time he's an influencer. He's voted as an influencer.
Mhm.
Everybody liked him.
He's like a pro
Yeah.
basketball
Yes.
player.
Now he's 20 years old.
Yeah, I was
So-
shocked by that.
I know, I was too.
Yeah.
But he's playing in Spain. He said he lives in Spain.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure he's very good. But so he and Mercedes. Remember, Mercedes is a young in on our photo. He's seeing a young 23-year-old beautiful African American beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And then I'm not, again, Karen is just as beautiful inside, but maybe not physically as
She doesn't look like
attractive.
Mercedes.
She does not look
I mean,
like
she just
Mercedes.
doesn't. I
Her
don't
middle
either.
name's Mercedes. That's as close as we get. Yeah, I don't look like Mercedes. So
Yes.
there's no judgment, Karen, if you're listening, and I hope you are.
I hope so,
Please
too.
comment in the section below.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Come see us.
come see us. Yes, we'd love to meet you. But anyway, so Antonio gets kicked off. It was the second episode. Episode.
It was really early on.
Yeah.
I think so.
He gets blocked in the second episode. Yes. So he decides. Go ahead.
So well, then he's blocked, but you may go visit one person, and it's so dramatic. They're walking down the
Yeah.
hallway, and there's
Right.
all these
And then you
doors,
just see their hand
you
on
know,
the doorknob.
And I don't know how they timed it, but then they would pan to other rooms.
Right.
They're all like
looking. Yeah.
It's good.
They're making. Did
It's good
Shuby? Who kept making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for somebody? I think Shubes. Yeah.
Bam. Yeah.
It's the third night in a row. Nobody's eating my peanut butter and
Nobody's
jelly with
noticing.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes in to see Mercedes, and you have to wonder what his thought was
Yeah.
from when he met Mercedes, and he's taken.
He kept
has
saying
a
how he
girlfriend, too.
has a girlfriend, but
Yeah.
he wanted to meet
So he goes
Mercedes.
to see Mercedes. Well, clearly he is.
He had the hots for Mercedes. Let's
I'm
be
afraid
real.
so.
Yeah.
So and there's
See what I'm
Karen.
doing? There's Karen.
I think I don't know. He sat. The body language was very
Oh.
much. She sat on the couch. He sat over,
Yeah.
in the chair, and she said to him, because Karen was
I
who
think
she was
she's-
on screen as
I
she
do,
is.
yeah.
She said, would you have even spoken to me if you would have seen me as Karen? And he said a very politically correct. I believe he was
Oh,
like,
you-
"Oh, you make a really good point.
Yeah, you make a good
You
point.
make some really good points."
Well, but even when he came in to hug her, I was not really pleased with Antonio's. I mean, he's a young kid, and he is a young kid, and so whatever. He hasn't been out in the world. I get it, but he is expecting somebody totally different, and then there's an older than him
A catfish,
woman. Yeah, a catfish. And so even when he goes to hug her, it's like he doesn't quite know what
I feel
to
like
do.
he's instantly regret.
Yeah, yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I thought it spoke a little bit to his character. Sorry, Antonio,
Sorry,
but
Antonio.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there were definitely, but then I'm gonna move up a little bit. So we
Yes.
go on with the influencers each time, and Shabam just keeps getting, they're loving him. At first, he's like rated the very lowest, and then
Oh, yes.
right, wasn't he the lowest?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he just moves up, and he
Yeah.
stays in that top.
Yeah, he does.
Once you watch the show, you will just fall in love with the guy. I mean, he
Yeah.
is just.
He's fabulous.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. Yeah.
But who was I? Oh, I loved the meeting between Alex. So Alex went to see Rebecca, right? Am I saying that right?
Yes, you
okay.
are.
I
Are you gonna talk about that one? Or
Go
no?
ahead.
Okay. No. I mean, I didn't know if we should.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't care.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Well, no,
Go
that's all I'm gonna say. I loved their reunion.
I did
also really
too.
liked Joey and Miranda. I know you had some.
I wasn't a big Miranda fan. Sorry,
Joey and
Miranda.
Miranda.
Wait a minute. Okay, keep going.
Well, no, that is really
Joey
all.
Miranda,
Joey
yeah.
Miranda. They are still friends. They are still
They-
friends.
oh.
Yeah, they are. I'm following
I didn't
them
know
on
that.
Instagram.
Like good
and,
friends?
Not dating.
Oh,
Not
okay.
dating friends.
Okay.
Good friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That
for you,
was,
Joey.
yeah. So.
Well, Miranda came on and presented herself as, I don't care if she's bisexual. It seems like, do whatever you want. Okay, you're a grown
couple of
woman.
them were, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Sammy
Yeah.
I thought she identified with that as well.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah,
I
probably.
think she
Yeah.
said that. Yeah. But
So, I don't know, which is fine, like I said. I just felt like she was she loved the girls sometimes, and so I just didn't necessarily think it was genuine as
Yeah.
maybe.
she had a harder
She
time
should've
playing the
been.
game.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, well, she got kicked off pretty quickly.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was great. It was a great show.
It was.
I hope we've done it some justice talking
Yeah.
about it.
We liked it.
I know, it really was great. It's a good
We watched it,
binge
how long
watch.
did it take us? 3 nights?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I was
When we're
shocked
done,
that I finished
me
that
too.
way.
We watched, started Sunday, I think we finished Tuesday night. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really great. I think it speaks to us as a society and how we,
Mhm.
how we judge people.
Yeah.
Immediately we were both like, Joey, gosh, what is wrong with this
Right.
guy? And he was a
Oh,
fantastic
nice
guy with a
person.
wonderful heart.
Yes.
And, same with, I
Loves
think
his family, yeah.
yeah, and then they are also, those of them in the circle, of course, we're looking at, inward, but, them being in the circle, I think it spoke a lot to people's characters and just how, they, I know this world can be sad. I felt like this, and maybe it was just this mixture of people, I
Mhm.
feel like this showed a lot of goodness about people.
I do.
And,
I
mean,
yeah.
Because
Because social media people get on there and they're mean and nasty.
they are.
I just think those are really crazy people. Like, that really tell people, like, you should, I mean, like, The Bachelor came on with a PSA the other day that these women, did you see? Well, you didn't.
No.
Okay. So literally after Women Tell All, they had a PSA, public, that's why I keep calling it public service announcement,
Yeah.
where Rachel, the first black bachelorette, African American, I'm sorry, Rachel, if you prefer that, but anyway, she's getting, not just her, but a lot of the girls get this hate mail that say you should die, you should go hang yourself, or you're so, like, horrible things to these people. And I was a little resentful that The Bachelor was directing that comment, because I honestly think those are crazy people. And I think the normal people who watch it maybe deserve to have that.
Right.
I don't know, is that just something people regularly do, is just tell people, who does that? I don't
I
get
think it's
that.
unhappy people.
Yes, I agree,
I've been
jealous,
around very unhappy people,
Yeah.
and they just want you to be unhappy as well.
They do.
It's sad, but it's hard to get out. I mean, it's hard to get past sometimes. You get caught up in their unhappiness, and you just gotta rise above that. But I don't also put myself out there on social media in big ways
No.
because
Well, we are starting to.
Well, yes. Yes, but I don't know. I feel like I show kindness, and
Sure.
you expect that in return, but you also have to know that some people are just sitting behind their computer
Yes.
projecting their opinions. Would they say those opinions
No,
if they were
they're
sitting right
just
here?
little
I
nasty.
got it.
Yeah, and honestly, parents, I'm not judging you, and this may not even be your fault, but make sure your kids are kind on social media. I don't know. We hear about a lot of cyberbullying going on in schools.
Yeah.
No. First off, they shouldn't be on it till a certain age. I'm sorry, they're just too immature. Yeah.
Yeah. You should recognize whether your kids can handle it
Yes,
or not.
absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
be kind.
Yes. Be kind. So
It was a
she's
great
right.
show.
It was a
I
good
liked
show.
it.
And do you know if they're having another season?
I don't know. I kind of wish they would. I think a whole different group of people would
Yes.
bring about.
I'd like to see older people, not, I get
Yeah.
it, we're not always the most, maybe the love relationships would be more for the, younger people, and I don't have any problem with that. But it would be interesting to see, how younger people would react to somebody if they didn't even if they didn't catfish themselves, they presented themselves who they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I
Interesting.
definitely would have to just present who I am.
Yeah.
I could not
Just have to
be.
go for it.
I don't know.
Yeah, because in the end, what would be my purpose? Presenting myself as a young man or woman, I don't want anything out of it other than to maybe make a friend, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
to meet
yeah.
new people, but
And
that would
there
be
was
it.
a prize. Did we mention?
Oh, yeah, go
There
ahead.
was a prize. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's $100,000.
$100,000.
So there was something for them to be working towards. That should have mentioned that at the very beginning. Yeah, there $100,000 prize that
Yeah.
someone got to walk away with. So
Yeah, oh yeah. Which
You
is
know, that-
for 15 days in a hotel with everything you'd want, or
Yeah.
apartment building with everything you want. Yeah, that's some
You're gonna play
sacrifice
the
you gotta
game.
make. Yeah.
Hope you win.
All right, friends. So watch The Circle on Netflix.
Yes.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
Netflix has a lot of good shows.
They do. They really do.
So
This has
thank
been
you for
fabulous.
joining us. It's been the Tea with Jen and Bob's. Subscribe and comment below on our YouTube channel. Take care. God bless.